Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. To the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the Western Hemisphere, and to the rest scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage go back to the Hebrew Israelites. Esau just continuing to show his wickedness. And just when you think you've seen it all, you forget who you dealing with, okay? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. And he shows his wickedness again, His, means of wickedness doesn't seem to amaze. Like, just when you thought you seen it all, something like this pops up. And I seen something on the shorts that, intrigued me, and I went into it, okay? And brought forth the clip that you seen before of all the space junk that's floating in orbit, okay? From all the satellites, the spaceships, and what have you, okay? Now, back in the 50s, there was a race to, launch the first satellite into orbit, into space between Russia and America. And Russia got their satellite up first, but shortly after that, America put their satellite into orbit, I believe it was in 1958. And then we all know, according to, the alleged rumor that they say America sent the first man to walk on the moon when they have never been to the moon, okay? And that's prophecy, according to Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, and the 35th verse down to the 37th verse, okay? Let's go there and read that and then come back. Because they quick to tell you that they was the first, man to, they sent the first man to walk on the moon. They never been out of the upper atmosphere, which is the firmament. They never been out of the firmament. If they was able to actually go to the moon, don't you think they would have tried to do something about it? They wouldn't have just sent a man to walk on the moon. If they was able to get to the moon, they would have tried to destroy it. Okay? That's just who you dealing with. You can't put anything past this man now. I see that. You think his wickedness is just here on earth, but no, there's no, there's no telling, man. This man wickedness goes out further than earth. It reaches out into space. And that's why this man has to be brought down. Okay? Who would have thought, that by them sending up satellites and spaceships, it's polluting the atmosphere. Okay? And then they got a nerve to say that, the hoods here is, being ran down by the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans when they running down the whole space, the whole, outer atmosphere. But that's just the nerve of Esau Edom. So this is Jeremiah 31, and we're going to start at verse 35. And it says, "Thus saith Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name." 36. "If those ordinances depart from before me, saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall call, then the seed of Israel shall also cease from being a nation before me forever." 37. "Thus saith Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured," speaking of, the planets, the moons, the moon, the sun, the stars. "Thus saith Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath," speaking of the sea, okay? They can't go down, they can't go to the bottom of the sea, just like they can't go out of the, just like they can't go past the the outermost upper part of the atmosphere, okay? The firmament, they can't go past that. But yet they tell you they sent the man to walk on the moon, okay? That's all nonsense. So it says, thus saith Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith Yahweh. So if they could have searched out and sent somebody to the moon, and if they could have searched out and sent somebody to the bottom of the sea, Yahweh host would have cut off all of Israel for all that we have done. Okay? So Esau, Edom, and anybody else that's telling you that they sent the man to the moon is full of it. Now back to Esau, Edom space junk, okay? Because this is the issue at hand. All right? Not only is this guy polluting the earth, but he's polluting the atmosphere as well. Okay, sending his satellites, his spaceships, and all kind of different types of things up into the uttermost, upper part of the atmosphere. All in the name of science. But that's all, playing into Yahweh's hand. That's what he set this person up to be. The vessel fitted for destruction. Okay? He couldn't have designed anyone worse than Esau, Edom, to mess up the whole earth. So that when we get back into position of power, you're going to see how it's really ran compared to how it's being ran right now. You got all type of different particles and junk just floating up there in space, left behind from Esau, Edom, going up into space and, leaving all type of debris from their spaceships, their satellites, and everything else. Because they have nobody to answer to. They think that they think they are the ones that you have to answer to. But no, they have somebody to answer to. And they're going to have to answer to him. And his name is Yahweh when he come back. Because all that stuff ain't going to be, it ain't going to be flying. When Yahweh come back, all that stuff is getting taken down. Okay? This is Obadiah 1. And verse 3 says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's the pride of Esau, Edom. That's why he can, expand his territory to wherever he see fits. Because the pride is, who gonna bring him down? I can go set up shop in space. Who gonna come after me? Who gonna take me down? That's the pride. So it says, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Right, Yahweh's going to bring him down. He's allowing him to set himself up. Okay? He's allowing this man of vile, this base man, to be set up. The same way he set Pharaoh up. So that his name, Yahweh, may be magnified throughout the whole earth. Okay? Through his only begotten son, Yahweh. So he's allowing this base of a man to be set up. Because this man has a very proudful ego. Okay? Only someone like an Edomite would have the audacity to think that they could go into space and set up shop and continue to go up there year after year and just mess up everything. Okay? So verse 4 says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Yahweh's going to bring him down, man. And this is going to be a great fall too. Okay? It's going to be a fall like you've never seen when this man get taken out of power. Because everybody is looking up to him as the Almighty, the All-Power. They think he's God. Okay? Through his colonialism, through his, just spreading false religions, just all his wickedness. Okay? This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 in verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, us being exiled from our homeland, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, Esau, Edom, he's being revealed as the son of perdition. More and more you see in this man and his truly wickedness, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, the Most High, or that is worship, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Okay, this is the pride. This is the pride of Esau, Edom. That's why he can set up, spaceships and space stations and satellites up into the, atmosphere and have no repercussions and think nobody can do anything about it. And so much that other nations pursue and follow after him. Okay? So verse 5 says, remember ye not that when I was with you. Verse 5 says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. Right. Because he's being revealed more and more by the day. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Okay? And trust and believe he's getting ready to be taken out of the way. Okay? His iniquity has reached to the heavens. And you seeing it. Literally. You seeing the iniquity. All of his junk is up in space. Okay? His iniquity has reached to the heavens. Okay? All of his sins. And you seen it in the video. You seen all the spacecraft that he's leaving behind. All right? Now this is Isaiah 14 in verse 1. It says, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Speaking of the Israelites. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. So we're going to possess these other nations, We're going to take them into slavery. This is, us taking these other nations into slavery, pursuant to Psalms 149. It says, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Right. So we're going to have, complete dominion over our oppressors, these other nations, beginning with Esau, Edom. Verse 3 says, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve, speaking of captivity, 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, and say, how hath the oppressor seized the golden city? So let's read that again. And say, how hath the oppressor seized the golden city seized, speaking of Babylon. Verse 5, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger and persecuted, and none hindereth. 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon. saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So once this man is taken out of rulership, Esau, Edom, even the trees are going to rejoice. Okay? So how much more the outer atmosphere without having to have all that junk being polluted and left behind it? Okay? Now this chapter is talking about the king of Babylon, but we know through the spirit that, America is Babylon the Great. Because America is a conglomerate of all these other, kingdoms into one. That's why it's spoken of in Revelation, the 17th chapter, the harlot that sits on many waters. Okay? Because Babylon the Great, which is America in the spirit, is a conglomerate of all these other kingdoms rolled into one. Okay? You see Babylon, you see the Roman Empire, you see the Greeks, you see Egypt. You see all these nations, these kingdoms embodied in one, which is Babylon the Great, the city of confusion, which is America. So that's why even the trees are going to rejoice once this man is taken out of power. Okay? And this is the last heathen to rule, Esau, Edom. Verse 9 says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet. Verse 9 says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. In the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, which means morning star, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Right. And we know this is speaking of Babylon the Great, but like we said, in the spirit, it's speaking to America. Okay, because America embodies all these different kingdoms. So once it's brought down, speaking of Esau, Edom and his system, all the nations are going to be like, how is he brought down to the ground? And they're going to know it's through the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning star, or son of the morning, Salakia? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. We read it in Obadiah, the first chapter, right around the 3rd verse down to the 4th or 5th. I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Okay, and that's the pride of this man. He wants to be like the Most High. The Most High have allowed him to think that he can be him, so that he could raise him up to bring him down, so that the Most High name Yahweh Bahashem through the name of his, through the, in the name of his only begotten son Yahweh Shai, may be magnified throughout the whole earth. So Yahweh is allowing this man to be set up, and is allowing this man pride to be his downfall. Okay? So 14 says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Right, he's going to be brought down, right to the ground. 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. Right, this is what everybody's going to think when they see America being brought down. Babylon the Great, they're going to like, wow, is this that great city? 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. And they're going to be watching from their own perspective lens. When Babylon the Great is taken out of power, they're going to be shocked, man. They're going to be like, wow, this is that great city. 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of the house that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. And we know Babylon is going to be taken out via by the way of those thermonuclear missiles, those ICBM missiles. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Right, and after their 1,000 years in slavery and captivity, they're going to be burned away with, never to ever have a chance at anything. They're going to be burned away with and done away with. So it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So after their time is up in captivity and slavery, they're going to be burned pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18. They're not going to be able to produce and have any more wickedness, because that is the son of wickedness, the Edomites. 22 says, for I will raise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. So he's going to cut them all off. Okay, for you individuals out there who feel sorry for them, you can't offset prophecy. Yahweh said he's going to do away with them. By all means, he's going to do away with them. Okay, the Edomites, the so-called white man as you know it, is going to cease to exist after their 1,000 years of slavery. 23 says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern in pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. Right, so they have their own judgment. And that besom of destruction is, them being burnt, pursuant to Obadiah 1 and 18. Okay, so this is Habakkuk 2. Just in case, you need a little bit more on Esau, Edom. And let's read. Because this tells you why. He's always, looking to expand and just F up something. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man. Right, and he transgresseth by wine because he has these other nations to follow after his philosophies, okay? These other nations is why they send in their satellites and I don't know if they have spaceships, but their satellites up into space, such as India, okay? These other nations follow after Esau's Edom wine. He transgresseth by wine. He has them to drink their wine. He has them to drink his wine, his philosophies, his ideologies, his doctrines, okay? Going against the Most High, sending up satellites into orbit, messing up stuff, leaving all type of junk up there, thinking that he could be like the Most High. So it says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So he never, just worry about his own affairs and stay at home. He always is looking to get and meddle into somebody else's affairs. Okay? He's always looking to, put himself where it don't belong. Okay? That's why he goes and he sets up shop in other countries, with embassies, that don't have anything to do with him, but he wants to put an embassy in this country, a U.S. embassy in that country. Okay? This is his transgressive by wine. It says, who enlarges his desire as hell. Right. And that's exactly what he do. He enlarges his desire. He wants to do it as hell, and it's all destruction. There's nothing profitable out of it. He enlarges his desire as hell to go into space and what? Leave behind junk. It says, but gather unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Right. Because they have an inclination against him. And they're going to aim their arrows pursuant to Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, the 14th verse. Okay? They're going to all come up against him and take him out, man. Okay? This is, Revelation, the 17th chapter, showing you, just exactly who he is, because he's a conglomerate, speaking of Babylon the Great, of all these other nations as one. You got Babylon, you got Egypt, you got Rome, you got Greece, you got it all here in Babylon the Great, the city of confusion. So this is Revelation 17 and verse 1, and it says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore. Who is that? That's Babylon the Great, which is America, that sitteth upon many waters. Okay, those are these people, these nations, these kingdoms. He sit upon many waters. This is his transgression, his wine. This is how he uses all these other nations as a conglomerate into one. Okay, that's why you see, resemblance of Babylon. That's why you see a resemblance of Egypt. That's why you can see a resemblance of Rome, throughout all this, if not its infrastructures, its philosophies, his doctrines. Okay? He gets it from somewhere else. And he makes it his own. 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Right, so the kings, the nations, and the inhabitants, the people have been drunk off the wine of Babylon the Great, which is America. And they have committed fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And that woman is speaking of Babylon the Great, which is America. 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Okay, this is Babylon the Great. This is America. 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And this is why this place has to be destroyed, man, because this is abominations of the earth. It's Babylon the Great. It's America. That's why it has to be destroyed, man. NASA continues to send up their spaceships, their space stations, their satellites, continuing to, just pollute the other atmosphere, making it hard for, a normal life. Okay? They go and they send their chemtrails and, they pollute the clouds. You thought that was it. No, you go up one more level into the space, the atmosphere, the other most outer part of the atmosphere, they got junk up there too. Okay? So they got to be taken down, man. No way about it. No way around it. Esau, Edom has to be taken out of power, whether you like it or not. There's nothing you can do about it. And then they have to be exterminated after their 1,000 years of slavery. Okay? So we're going to close out after that, and we're going to take it to 1 Peter 5 and 8, and we're going to go ahead and close out. 1 Peter 5 and 8 says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right, so there's no limit to his, wickedness, man. If he could devour Israel, he would. If he could actually go to the moon and search it out and go to these other, planets like he claimed he has, he would. If he could go to the bottom in the depths of the sea, he would, just to get rid of you, Israel. Okay? But the Most High, bound by his word, is going to preserve a remnant of Israel, so he's not going to allow him to do these things. Okay? So that's why we have to be sober and be vigilant so that we don't get tossed to and fro, believing every wind of doctrine. Okay? Because this man truly is the wicked, especially that Job spoke of in the 9th chapter, the 24th verse. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. You seeing it. This man is polluting the, uttermost part of the atmosphere. Okay? If he was allowed to go out past that firmament, he would. And he would pollute all that as well. There's no telling what this man would do if he was allowed to completely, run roughshod. Okay? That's why it tells us in St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, if it wasn't for the elect's sake, we wouldn't have a chance. But for the elect's sake, his days shall be shortened. Okay? He has a time limit on his wickedness. So for the elect's sake, the Most High, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh, shorten this man's time. Okay? If he was allowed to just be completely wicked, he would mess up everything. Okay, but there's a time limit on his wickedness. So continue to be sober and be vigilant, and don't fall for any of this man's tricks, man. He truly indeed is the wicked, the son of the wicked, the Edomites. All right. So with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom.